Whoever has will be given more and will have abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken from him. Welcome back, brethren. Welcome back. Today, we are looking at the direct word that Jesus gave to his disciple and to people that he was teaching. The principle, or the heavenly principle, that we must continue to present something for God to multiply what we have. So the multiplication comes from God. So according to Paul, Paul planted, somebody watered, but God gives the increase. So in Matthew chapter 13, verse 12, and also John chapter 6, verse 8, God is telling us that if we bring something for him, if we present something for him, in spite of our weakness, he will multiply it. But if we have the mindset of only that we don't have anything to present before God, well, what we have will be taken from us. So we don't want that to happen to us. So therefore, we'll continue to present something before God for his multiplication in our life. So, the encounter that Moses had with God, Moses was complaining that he cannot do this. He cannot take the children of Israel out of Egypt. He was basically saying he's nobody. But God says, what do you have in your hand? He said, a rod. To him, a rod simply means simpleton, just this rod. But to God, it was the beginning. It was the journey, the beginning of the journey into the miraculous and the manifestation of the power of God. So now it takes us back into Matthew chapter 14, verse 13 to 21, when Jesus was asking, can we get something to feed these guys? They said, we cannot afford to feed these guys in this place because we don't have the money. Well, interesting enough, one of the disciples that heard what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 13, and when this question arises in chapter 14, that disciple was Andrew. And he says, hey boy, there's a lad here with 5 loaves and 2 fish. And Jesus said, that's enough, bring it. Jesus gave thanks, and the multiplication effect began. Praise God. Okay, now let's talk about the widow that had a problem with the borrower or the lender. Her husband was a borrower, and then the lender was looking for. He had 2 children to take them as a slave because they couldn't afford to pay back their loan. When she came to Elisha, Elisha said, what do you have in the house? That's another question now. So I have a jar of oil, a little bit. Say, okay, go borrow all jars. Borrow jars. And the multiplication effect started. So what happened to Gideon? Gideon had encounter with God, and he brought so many footmen, almost 32,000 men. And God said, look, I cannot go with you with this huge crowd. Then he got the crowd to 300, and God gave him victory over his enemy. So, in summary, you come with faith and you present something before God, and God will do the multiplication Remember, you present something with faith, and God does the multiplication. Praise God.